Good morning, my YouTubers. This is Dan Drupski for this new updated video of a lot of VHS tapes, which is I got last week at the Pottsville Library on Market Street in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. And you know the weather out there today is going to be about upper 80s. It's still pretty hot. Yesterday was like a little bit hotter in the low 90s. And then today is June 7, 2021. We'll make it through like this heat, and summer's around the corner about exactly a couple of more weeks. Yeah, and get ready for Father's Day. So let's begin with a lot of VHS tapes. Like we're going to start with the educational tapes. We'll start with this tape called Digging Dinosaurs, a search for the creatures of the Mesozoic era. Yep. This program was 1987. This is on VHS 1988 from PBS Video. No print date on it. The next tape we got here is a couple of those how to video guide tapes. Like let's start with this tape called The Common Home Repairs, Repairing and Replacing. This program is about like taking off the old stuff and putting like some new replacements, like old sinks, old wires, and even new pipes and such when you're building like a house. 1994 release from Home Time Video Publishing Incorporated. Here we go. The ones on that side I'll be keeping. Now here's like the other tape called Electrical, Installing and Connection. Like putting like your new wires into like the new house. 1996 release from Home Time Video Publishing Incorporated. This next tape we got here is like a little mostly a documentary tape. It is called The Nazis a Witness to the Ghettos, something like that. Yep. This is a documentary thing like kids shouldn't watch because it's too violent. 1989 release from MPI Home Video. The same company had the Lost Honeymooners episodes on VHS tapes. No print date on that. This next one we got here, The Insider Guide to Trout Fishing, hosted by Marlin Gibbs. 1986 release from Kansas Video Communications Incorporated in the clamshell. Just like they have the Peanuts series and some film classics titles. This tape in here. This next tape we got here, that is the video classics like the Civilisation, Protests, and Communication. Yep. This is the 1989 release from that company, and this program was made in 1969 by BBC. And this has got to be from the video distributed by John D. Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation's Library Video Classics Project. See what this cassette looks like. This next one we got here is Undersea Life, Exploring the Northeast. Yep. Volume 1. This is the 1994 release from Multimedia Incorporated. No print date on that. Must have got some good stuff from like that library for 25 cents a piece. Now we got the black holes. Not the Disney's black hole from 1979. This is about this documentary about exploring around space. And this is the 1997 release from New River Media. No print date on that? This next tape we got here is Scotland's Lighthouses. It was released on home video in 2000 from Morgan Video Productions. Show you around like the lighthouses in Scotland. Yeah. Now, don't go away. I have to move some stuff around. We did 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tapes. Now we're all set. Now we moving on to children's cassettes. Let's start with Paul Bunyan. Told by Jonathan Withers in this 1990 video release from Rabbit Ear Story Series and SBS Entertainment. On the opening of this tape has the previews with some stories that are available on home video. And you know, I rented this out last summer in 2020 in Pottsville, Pennsylvania library. And somebody must have covered the print date on it. That's going to be for eBay selling side over here. Next one we got here is Kidsongs, Cars, Boats, Trains, and Planes. Originally it's a 1986 release, and however, this copy I have here has like the early 90s reissue, got to be 1992. From Viewmasters Video and Warner Brothers Records. This is the 1986 original sticker label, and this tape was printed on the 12th week of 1993. I used to have like the original release of this Kidsongs tape when I lived in New York. Next one we got here is the Golden Book video of like songs from Mother Goose, 48 video songs on there. 1990 release. However, this is originally it's the 1987 release. This is the 1990 reissue from Golden Book Video. Next one we got here is Notes Alive, Dr. Seuss's My Many Colored Days. This is on VHS in 1999. See what this cassette looks like. Next one we got here is the Velenteen Rabbit. That was from the Rabbit Ears series. Told by the actress Meryl Streep. Music by George Winston. Originally, this is the 1986-87 release from Random House Home Video. Exact company around that time when My Sesame Street home video series were kindly released at that era. This next tape we got here, a couple of those Western Woods book story videos like Dr. D. Solder. I think I rented out this book once when I was in the library in Queens. Originally, this is the 1987 release. Originally, this story came out in this story cartoon short came out in 1982. Sticker labels missing. keeping that. Next one we got here is Sandra Nia or something like that. Nora. Also from there, but they must have printed out from like the copy machine. Show you what this tape looks like. Next one we got here on one of the children's tapes, American Tale, The Treasure of the Manhatten Island. This was released on VHS 2000. It's a part of American Tale film series. The original American Tale was 1986. Then Five Goes West was 1991. There's the 2000 sticker label from Universal Studios Home Video. This is printed it on originally 4th week of 2000, and then they must have this as a reprint on the 40th week of 94. This tape has got to be about at that time was 6 years old. Now the last children's tape we got here is The Adventures of Milo in the Phantom Tollbooth. And this live action with animation was released in 1969. And originally came out in the early 1980s. And however, this is the 1986 reissue from NGMUA Home Video's Video for Kids series in the clamshell. It was directed by Chuck Jones, featuring the voices of June Foray and Mel Blanc and Hans Connery. Something like that. I used to have a demo tape of the Phantom Tollbooth. When they had that thing with when Gone with the Wind was about to have the 50th anniversary promotion release, something I used to have that on VHS, like the demo tape of this cassette. Show you what this tape looks like. They must have covered the print date on it. And I checked this out; it has no deftone at the end. Well, worked hard to find. Now I gotta move some tapes around. Let me see, it was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're getting everything over and done with. Now we got some Disney VHS tapes. Let's start with the Neon Mickey tape of The Wind of the Willows, starring the J. Tardius Toad, told by Basil Rathbone. That was taken from the Disney animated feature-length of Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And you know I have this on VHS in the early 1980s originally 1982, but this box packaging was a 1985 reprint. It also comes with some cartoon shorts as Donald Duck and Goofy, like Goofy and Motor Mania and Trailer Hunk with Donald Duck and Chip and Dale. And I'll show you what this tape looks like. And this is the 1987 reprint. And I already have it. Now we got here Winnie the Pooh and the Tigger 2 in the 1988 box packaging. Someone must have printed that out from the copy machine at the library. Show you what this tape looks like. From like one of the Winnie the Pooh tapes were kindly reissued in 1994. This tape was printed on July 24th, 1994, which is on a Saturday or something. I don't remember. That goes in here. The next tape we got here, Disney sing-along songs of Beach Party at the Walt Disney World. This has got to be from the 1990 something. This is going to be for eBay selling. However, this originally came out in 94. This tape was reprinted it on March 4th, 1996. The fourth Disney tape that we have here is Air Bud World Pup. It was got to be made for home video. Yeah, and it's rated G. And this was a sequel to like the original Air Bud in 1997. And this is got to be the 2000 release on VHS. Ink label must have covered the print date. We're going to move some tapes around. Now we got here some family VHS tapes. We got here a Shirley Temple's Heidi in 1937. Co-stars with Jane Holsholt, Art the Treacher, Mary Nash's The Wicked Aunt. Yeah. And you know, I have 3 copies of Shirley Temple's Heidi on VHS. I showed you from like the other channel of my Shirley Temple VHS tapes that I did about almost 4 months ago. I have the 1979 original, 1985 reissue, and 1988 from the Playhouse video. And however, I have this exact copy. This is the 1985 reissue from CBS Fox Video. Yeah. I don't need this, I already have it. That's going to be on eBay pretty soon. Now we got here one of the 3 Fairy Tale Theater VHS tapes. Let's start with Terry O'Neill and Goldilocks and the 3 Bears in 1983 episode. Co-stars with John Lithgow. Originally, I want to have one of the original Fairy Tale Theater VHS tapes from 1984 and 85 from CBS Fox Video. That's hard to find. No print date, has a barcode on there. I already have this copy of it that I got it from the rummage sale in 2012. 4 months before we had a Sandy in New York. That's definitely going to be going on eBay since I have it. Now the next one is The Boy Who Left Home to Find About the Shivers, that stars with Dana Hill and Christopher Lee. 1987 reissue from the Playhouse Video. Yeah. I used to have this on VHS when I lived in New York when it was like early 1990s reprint. Show you what this tape looks like. Boy, I must have been collecting a lot of Fairy Tale Theater VHS tapes. And I used to have one of the Tall Tales and Legends tapes when I lived in New York. The next one we got here is Princess and the Pea, starring Liza Minnelli, the daughter of Judy Garland. 1987 release, and this tape is early 1990s reprint under a license of Fox Video. And this tape was printed on 17th week of 1991. I don't need this. Now the next one we got here is a double-length tape of The Borrowers. The Borrowers, I know, is the one that stars with John Goodman in 1998. Hosted by Richard Lewis, the comedian of the 80s and 90s, when he used to be on Curvy Enthusiasm with Larry David. This is released from Turner Home Entertainment in 1994, made by BBC. Their stars with Ivan Hum, yeah, the members of the Monty Python, yeah. Narrated by Richard Lewis. Approximately 199 minutes. Gotta fix this tape. This next tape we got here is a Nickelodeon movie called Herodis the Spy. It was made for Nickelodeon Pictures, and it was kind of distributed to Paramount. Made in 1996, it was released on home video in 1996. One of the top 10 family films of all times by Ted Banherd, the movie guide. Show you, this is an orange tape. All those Nickelodeon tapes has that, like when I had the Ren and Stimpy. This tape was printed on the 6th week of 1997. This is going on eBay. The next tape we got here is The Secret Garden, made by BBC in 1984. The only Secret Garden I know is the remake in 1994 and the original in 1949 with Margaret O'Brien. The child star, she was in the movie with Judy Garland and Meet Me in St. Louis. 1988 released by Playhouse Video, distributed by CBS Fox Video. No barcode on there. I'll be keeping this. This next one we got here in the family tapes, that is the World Diaries. It's called Elizabeth I, the Red Rose of the House of Tudor, England in 1544. This is the 2000 VHS. Got to be from Scholastic and under license of Good Times Home Video. That's got to be from distributed by Good Times. I could tell about the labels and such. Well, they stopped doing kids classics since the early mid-90s. This next one we got here is Mary-Kate and Ashley's Passport to Paris. And this is made in 1999. I've been collecting a lot of Mary-Kate and Ashley tapes, not for myself, but for eBay selling purpose. That I like to hold on to it. Ink label, this printed it on October 29, 1999, when I was about 15 years old at the time, when I liked the Bob Hope movies. And finally, in the family tapes we got here, the river to Snowy River. This is Return to the Snowy River, the sequel to the original The Man from the Snowy River from 1983, that stars with Kirk Douglas. And however, doesn't have Kirk Douglas in it. That co-stars with Brian Dennehy and Tom Burlinson. Made for Walt Disney Pictures in 1988, and this has got to be the late 1988 release. I think it was in 89. Sticker label, without the Sorcerer Mickey logo. Hold on a second, I gotta move some tapes around. Okay, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we're all set good. Now we got some the classic TV shows and classic films from the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Let's start with Peter Gunn's episode, called The Torch. And this is the released in 1990 from Rhino Home Video. The other episode with The Torch comes with Keep Smiling. And these episodes are kind of directed by Blank Edwards. He was the husband of the actress of Julie Andrews. Keeping that. Here's one of the most popular noir films ever made in the 1940s. It is Laura with Gene Tierney and Dana Andrews, released in 1944. Co-stars with Vincent Price, Clifton Webb, and Judith Anderson, directed by Arnold Preminger. This seems like a good film. It's about when Mark McPherson has to find out who murdered Laura, murdered someone that's pretending to be like Laura Hunt. Yeah. It was, yeah, but I can't tell you just what happened. Just find out when you watch Laura on YouTube or on DVD or VHS. However, this is the 1993 release of Laura. Originally, it came out on VHS in 1981, Magnetic Video Corporation. This is part of the 20th Century Fox Studio Classics series. And I don't see a print date on it. Hard to see. Printed on the 17th week of 1993. Dana Andrews is one of the fine, underrated actors of the 1940s. Now we got here a movie with Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy in Adam's Rib, part of the Tracy and Hepburn films from the 40s and 50s. Co-stars with Judy Holliday, her first film debut. And this is the 1987 reissue from MGM UA Home Video's Hooray for Hollywood series. Originally it came out in 1981, then reissued 1983. Yeah, then after this one, it was reissued again in 1988, and then the early 1990s of Adam's Rib. Next one we got here is a Western movie that stars with Henry Fonda in My Darling Clementine, co-star with Linda Darnell, Victor Mature, and Walter Brendan. Directed by John Ford. 1986 release from Playhouse Video of the Western series. And this movie was reissued in 1988 in the Key Video Shine a Spotlight of the Henry Fonda collection. Something nice to have in New York. Now we got here Bing Crosby's fine performance in the 1954's The Country Girl that co-stars with Grace Kelly and William Holden. This is one of the finest performances when Bing Crosby plays like a depressing person stuck in the past about the guilt, what happened when he had his son in the film. Yeah. That was like one of Bing Crosby's finest performances in 1954. He haven't won an Academy Award since he did Going My Way in 1944. However, this is the 1983 original release of The Country Girl, released from Paramount Gulf Western Company and Paramount Home Video. This is one of the films when Paramount didn't make Investivision, not until later in 1954 for White Christmas. This tape was printed on the 22nd week of 1986. This is a reprint, and it's hard to find. Now I got here a Humphrey Bogart movie called High Sierra, part of the Key Video Shine the Spotlight series of the Humphrey Bogart collection. And this is the 1987 release. Yeah, the co-stars with Ina Rapino, Alan Curtis, the guy from Abbott and Costello's Buck Privates, Arthur Curtis. And Henry Travis was in it too. The one who plays Clarence the Angel in It's a Wonderful Life. I do have High Sierra in the exact copy that I got it from the flea market in Brooklyn, New York in 2014. Barcode, I'll be selling this for the very near future with the other Humphrey Bogart tapes. This next one we got here is Adventure, something like that. Stars with Fred McMarch, Olivia D. Hamelin, co-stars with Gail Sondergaard, an evil actress, and Claude Rains. And however,